guys, stuck into Clockwork, Noodles for another breakdown of Spy X Family Part 2, Season 2, Episode 2. Lots of twos in the title this time round. Thank you guys for tuning in and welcome back to Clockwork Noodles. Thank you for your support. This time I have quite a short script, so I promise I'm not going to take too much of your time. But this was a fun episode where we got a chance to break away from the main characters, as we didn't get to see Anya or the main lot too much. It was an episode focused on both Bond and Damien, and I thought they were fantastic little segments. Got a few fun things to say and run through. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in, and make sure you guys are subscribed. All the support really helps. Today's starting question, as I've now got this new segment where I'll start with a question, is: do you prefer summer or do you prefer winter? So what is your favourite month? Are you the kind of person who likes it hot or cold? I will allow you to go half and half if you like one of the other seasons as well. I think my favourite season must be spring, where it starts to get kind of warm, but sometimes you'll get some more of those colder days. I don't like it too cold because my body just goes, nope, it's too cold, we're not going to do much and we have no energy. If it's too hot as well, it can be too much. Overall, I love the look and aesthetic of winter, but I like the climate of summer a little bit, but lately it's been getting too hot in the UK. Somewhere in between for me, but you may have a preference to your favourite season, so let me know your favourite season down below in the comments, and let's get straight to it. The first chunk of today's episode focused in on the bestest of boys. The author did, of course, confirm that Bond is a Great Pyrenees. I can see it. I love him. He is fantastic. He's also a very good boy. I've never actually met a Great Pyrenees in person, despite the fact that I've worked in pets for nearly 10 years now. I thought today was a fantastic episode in general. The theme of the first chunk was quite nice, despite the fact that it is played off as just trying to avoid eating yours cooking. Actually seeing Anya studying was quite a new experience to me, and when Bond knocks on her door and she actually brushes him off and doesn't get distracted, that was a interesting reaction. I expected her to get distracted because she does have a bit of a tendency to be distracted by things. But I did think, out of all of the things that Bond was thinking about, the likelihood of him actually dying from anything but yours cooking was probably going to be very high. Seeing him coming to just lengths to try to avoid eating her food, funny moment, a nice little chill moment for the first half of the episode. It really is tough to be the bestest boy when you're trying to live amongst one of the most accident-prone families. I think they're definitely a family who have a lot of people gunning for them from both sides of the parents. They definitely end up in very dangerous situations quite often, so I do feel bad for Bond, who seems the most normal of the lot. Child ad-lib when he's running away down the street, I definitely thought was Anya's VA, which I think was very cute. It was a nice chance as well to see Bond and Lloyd spending some time together. They're not a pair that we often see together. Most of the time, Bond is put with mainly Anya, or often Yor, because Yor tends to stay at home or be at home more because Lloyd's work allows him to be out of hours. Adorably cute when Lloyd humanizes Bond by thinking he wants to get revenge for experimented brothers and sisters. So he tries to humanize him and give him a bit of a backstory to, oh, you must be here to help me with this, because obviously, unlike Anya, he can't read Bond's mind. He doesn't actually know what's going on. So he just presumes that he's here. He must feel so strongly that he wants revenge on these people. And it's a very nice moment to see the two bonding over each other and also pulling off a mission that only these two really could pull off. Bond wants to get home as soon as possible to eat because he's hungry, and Lloyd wants to do his mission. Obviously, he doesn't mind being there all night, but Bond allows him to get through it very quickly. Let's look at the second half, because the second half I thought shined the most, and it was all about dorm life and Damien. I did actually forget that some students do stay in dorms. I would imagine that it would provide a very different experience to the people who live off campus, because Anya could go watch TV when she wants, Anya can go eat when she wants, but Damien, we see he has to be up at a certain time for roll call. He has to make sure that he's wearing the correct clothing. He even has time where he can eat. If you eat outside of these assigned hours, then you get in trouble. So you can see that he gets punished even on his days off. A different school experience than someone like Anya, who is told to study by her parents, but her parents aren't going to have a go at her for not wearing the right clothes, or perhaps eating like some snacks while she's studying or something. It was interesting to see the differences between the two. I love the little sequence where you see Damien's friends getting in trouble too to spend time with him, because they are quite a tight-knit gang. I also like to say that they share the same brain cell, and occasionally you do see this, especially later on, the drowning sequence where they don't realise that floor's right underneath them, so they're too busy panicking. But it's really nice to see these guys really having the fun of being able to see fun in anything. Like, this is us doing our laundry, but hey, this also doubles up as a cape. It's nice to see them supporting Damien, because the whole reason why Damien's in this predicament is he's studying too much, and he ended up studying too hard where he didn't wake up on time because he was too tired. And I think the headmaster notices this. That's why he ends up double punishing them. But the punishment the second time around isn't actually a punishment. You need to go and appreciate the ability to relax, the ability to kick back for a little bit and actually appreciate spreading your wings. There's a lot to learn in taking breaks, and I think that's something that a lot of creatives need to sometimes appreciate. And I, for one, am the same. I actually crashed this morning because I was doing so much work. Annoyingly, I've now actually got more work to do because I crashed and didn't get all of my work done this morning. So I've got work to do later. A toxic cycle where you would just end up crashing repeatedly until you understand that your body needs to take breaks. And I think something that someone said to me recently was, if you won't take breaks and look after your body will then decide to take breaks when it needs to take breaks, and you'll probably just crash. It's a really nice sequence. I really love the fact that the teacher sees the importance of actually getting out there as well. So he puts them up with the tutor to go and explore the estate. Eden Estate is absolutely massive. I literally thought they'd gone to a different region. This is actually on the estate because it looks like Eden College itself is within a town. The fact that it backs into the lake and stuff. Bit of a weird one. Maybe they just forgot that they actually were inside a town and this was just that moment. It's a really nice moment. We do get a moment as well where we are reminded that the war is technically looming in the background, because they start to talk a little bit about deflecting and why people might be going to the west. It does lead quite nicely into Damien telling us about his father's dream for him, maybe Damien's dream as well, because it's difficult with Damien to know what his real dream is, because he is very much motivated by impressing his father, and if his father wants him to be a politic, I will go into politics as well. There's a real world out there. There's actually other stuff going on out there. Really, the bottom line of this episode is that it's the importance of taking rest. And I like the fact that the tutor keeps trying to liken it for the importance of still studying. He tells him that actually a lot of people and creatives take breaks and they realise that your brain is actually more refreshed when you come back afterwards. He knows that Damien is worried about taking a break because he feels that if you're not studying, you're going to fall behind and you're not going to be getting all those stellars. And he understands that Damien is very work focused, but he does it in a way to teach him about the importance of breaks whilst likening it to an improvement in production, an improvement to your ability to focus. I love the teacher in this. I think the teacher does a fantastic job, a really good role model for all of the students involved. It's a really nice episode where we don't focus on Anya, we don't focus really on the main family. It's just two side characters who get a chance to shine, and at the same time they bring it back to having a very important message. I thought it was very nicely handled. Damien's one sentence report right at the end was hilarious. Sure, he can't spell. You know what? I think he definitely at least learned the importance of sometimes taking a break. I think that is the key of today's episode. It's a very chilled out episode. It does feel a bit like a filler episode, which is weird because we're only episode 2 into. I like it. I think there's some important things to learn. I can't wait to see where we're going to go. Hopefully we come back next episode. We go into some action, because it does seem like we're going to see Yuri next week. So hopefully if we see Yuri, it means something fun will happen. Perhaps it is as well going to be some more shenanigans, because I'm told that Anya and Yuri end up having a bit of a weird relationship. They work together, a bit like Frankie and Anya. So I look forward to seeing that relationship develop. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you are having a great day and you're not pushing yourselves too hard. Don't do what I did and end up crashing and ending up with a mountain of work still to do. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope to see you guys again soon for another episode. Bye bye.